everyone, it is Skylar, and today I'm going to show you all how to make this really cute crop top that I made. So in one of my previous videos, I think it was like a big haul video I did, I actually got this dress that came with a robe, and I was talking about how I was thinking about turning the robe into like, I don't know, like a crop top or circle skirt, whatever. And I actually decided to turn that robe into this. I haven't sewn anything before this since I was in like high school. So this is a really easy thing that I feel like anyone can make, even if you don't really have much experience sewing or sewing. You've never like sewn anything before, so you don't really need much experience to be able to make something like this. I just thought I'd show you all how to make this. Although I didn't actually like record myself sewing this, I still have like leftover scraps. Like I have this and I have this to sort of show you how I actually went about sewing it, because you know, when I first sewed this, it was a very like trial and error sort of thing, so it would have been totally incomprehensive if I tried to make a video when I first sewed this. So now that I sewed everything and I got it to look pretty nice, I think I can tell you exactly what I did, because when I was making this it was a mess, but I know what I'm doing now. And another thing, I made this a lot harder on myself because I decided to use this satin material, and you know, satin is very slippy. So when you're trying to sew it, it's going to like move around everywhere, and you know, it's not easy to sew stuff onto it or to keep things in place. So if you don't trust yourself enough, I think it's best to use just like a regular cloth sort of material rather than satin. I think that this looks really, like this design looks really good with satin, but if you want like an easy mode, don't use satin because it was rough to work with. Also, another thing, if you do end up using satin, one thing that I didn't do that I probably should have done is add like a zipper in the back, because getting into it is pretty rough, and you know, satin's not very stretchy. So if you do use a unstretchy material like I did, maybe add a zipper. I mean, I can still get it on and off, but my life would have been better if I would have just added a zipper. So for the stuff you will need, of course, you will need your fabric. How much fabric you'll need will depend on your measurements, which I'll go over. You'll also need these little decorative flowers. Then you will also need a thin ribbon. Then you'll need a ribbon that's, I don't even know what to call this, like a one-sided ribbon, I guess you would say, because this is, it sort of frames the whole top, so I would suggest getting like this one-sided ribbon. And then, of course, the basic stuff. You need scissors, you need a needle, thread, measuring tape, the basic stuff, like a sewing machine. I wouldn't really suggest trying to do this without a sewing machine, because that'll make your life real hard, but if you want to spend hours and hours on it, okay, have fun. Okay, so what you are going to do first is take your measurements. So first measurement you're going to take is your bust. Once you get your bust measurement, you're going to add on like 1 or 2 inches. If you're not very experienced with sewing, I would suggest adding on 2 inches, just because that gives you more room to mess up, because you can always cut away, but you can't give back what you cut away. And of course, you're adding on these 1 or 2 inches for the seam allowance, so that's where you're going to be sewing. Then what you're going to want to do next is decide how long you want the top to be. So for me, I think I decided that I wanted it to be like maybe 8 inches long, so I added on 1 inch to that. So the measurements that I ended up with was 32 inches going left to right, and then 9 inches going up and down. Then you end up with something that looks like this, although this is just my scrap leftover material from when I made this, so yours is going to look longer than this, because you know, this isn't going to fit all the way around me, so I'm just using this as an example. But before going on to start sewing the main part, you're then going to cut out your straps. So what I did is I had the straps be 2.5 inches going this way, and then you sort of just decide how long you want the straps to be. Really, I would just take your measuring tape, decide where you want the strap to start or where you want the top to start, and take it back and decide where you want it to really be. Once you get that measurement, you're going to add like 1 inch onto that, just so you have like room to be able to sew it onto the top. So going back to the main part of the top, you're going to take it And then you're going to like turn it onto its wrong side. So you can see with mine, this is the right side because it's shiny. This is the wrong side because it's not shiny. Then you're going to sew the raw edges. You're just going to fold it twice, and then you're going to sew that onto there. And that's just so the top doesn't look so ugly. So you're going to do that to the top and the bottom. Then when you are done with that, you're going to take it by the right side, and then you're going to fold it like where the ends should meet, so like that. Then what you're going to do is just sew along there. Then you'll turn it inside out and it will look very nice. So I just realized I forgot to talk about how to sew the strap. That's why I have this outfit change, but all I did was, so you take your strap and you take it from you take it from the right side. This is my right side, and then you're going to just fold it in half. So you'll see the wrong side, and then you're just going to sew along the raw edges. Then you'll turn that inside out. If you want like an easy way to like turn thin things like this inside out, all you do is like take a thin object. Like I would suggest a pencil, but I don't have a pencil around me, so I have these scissors. But then you would take it from like the corner, and then you would just push the corner inside. And do you see how it like goes inside on itself like that? And then you would just keep on pushing it and pushing it until it goes out to the other side. Then you can sew on the straps. So yeah, okay, back to regular outfit me. Then after that, you're going to decide where you want one of the straps to be. What I did was I just put on like the top I had made. So let me put my hair back for a second. So I had on my top and I was like figuring out where I want one of the straps to be. So I would figure that out, and once I figured that out, I would just sew that on. Then what I did was I measured from the beginning of the strap, so like right there, to about the middle of the top, okay? So I took that measurement, and then from the middle, I took that measurement, and then I added another strap where that began. And then to sew it onto the back side of the crop top, I just completely lined up the strap to be symmetrical, so it would be the same on each side. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your measuring tape and your top, and you're going to measure from where the top part begins to the bottom. So you'll take that measurement, and whenever you get there is how much you want to cut off for the one-sided lace. And you're going to cut that out 2 times. And what I did, for where I sewed the crop top together, that's actually what I put the lace around, just because I thought it would hide that cut better. So you can, if you can't understand what I mean, can you see? Yeah, that's where I sewed the top together. You can hide it with that lace. Then what I did is I measured again, starting from the bottom of the top all the way around till it got to that side. And I didn't completely sew it together. I basically just cut it off where it would be hidden under the middle lace. So it's like that. Then you'll do the same thing for this top lace. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get your thin ribbon. And I didn't cut off anything before I made the bow, but I just like made the bow while it was still connected so I could decide how long I wanted it to be without cutting it and messing up. So just make your bow while it's still connected. So I did it like this, so like how it's still connected, and then I would just cut off where it met the other side. Then actually before sewing on the bow, I just like, I took white thread and I just sewed like in and out of the middle part just so I would know that the bow wouldn't like fall apart after I put it on the top, because that would be horrible. So I did that and then I sewed it onto the top. Then for the roses, I decided to separate them by 2.5 inches and to like sew it on. How do I show this? I took like a little rose, then I put it where I wanted it to be. So I would do it like this. Then I would just like grab onto it, okay? Then I would like hold on tightly to it so it doesn't move. Then I would just go in and out. That's just to make sure all the roses end up facing the same way. So yeah, that's how I made this really cute crop top. So if you actually end up making this, I would really like to see it. So if you could like tag me in it or like on Instagram or something, that would be really cool. But yeah, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!